So bullet journals are really, really cool. I know a lot of people that do them and stick to them, and they're beautiful. They can be really simple, they can be really elaborate. I myself bought a physical bullet journal about a year ago. I was super pumped. I was gonna do the thing, and I bought all this new pens and markers and washi tape and all this stuff, and I got like 2 weeks in and I just couldn't follow through with it. And I really wanted to track all these things. I wanted to keep a log of things that I was doing. And so if you're like me, the digital version of this is so much more doable. It's always where I need it to be. I always have it. I always have my phone on me. You can download this as an app. I always am either on my phone or in front of a computer. I always have access to it. I wasn't always carrying like a physical book around with me. So this really works for me. If you're like me, it'll work for you. I actually have a download link to this template that I created below. So if you want to figure out how to download Airtable, download the template I made, and get it started on your own Airtable, there's a link below. Go ahead and do that. And then I'm basically just going to open it right up and show you how you can modify it to your own needs and wants. If you're not familiar with Airtable, I am obsessed with it. Anybody that knows me knows that I think it's like the ultimate tool for everything. It's kind of like if Excel and like Trello and Google Sheets like all got together and then just became way better. It's free. There are upgrades that you can get, but unless you have a ton of records, a ton of entries, or like run a business, it's not really likely that you'll need to get the paid version. So if you've downloaded the template, you can copy the base. Up in the corner, there'll be a little thing that says copy, and it'll create your own little copy of your bullet journal here, and this is what it will look like. Up here, there are different tabs. For this one specifically, I have the daily log, workouts, meals, and to-do list. I use Airtable for a lot more than just these things, but these are kind of like the most requested things that people kind of want to keep track of. So first you have the dates. That's the primary field. This first column here can't be changed, and that's going to track each day. So as you can see in the template that I created here, these are all of the things that I personally keep track of, which are water intake, pills, medication, yoga meditation, menstruation tracker. If I had ideas that day, this is like my idea journal, mood tracker, energy tracker, workout log, meal planning, and then just regular notes if something happened that day that I just want to kind of jot down. So you'll also notice that there are two chunks, right? There's the complete section, and then there's the incomplete section. You can tell that by here with the little check mark, right? So once I've filled out a record at the end of the day, which is when I do my bullet journal tracking, is it right before I go to bed, I check box complete, and then that way it kind of falls down to the bottom. So whenever I go into this, it's the fresh, brand new day. So here are the ones that I completed. I just kind of this is a no personal information scrubbed kind of document to share with you guys, but I did it so that you kind of see the different ways that this will function. So I'm going to kind of walk you through each one of these types of fields. So this first one here, when you do the drop down menu, you can hit customize field type, and that's going to allow you to change what it is. This one in particular I have is a checkbox, but as you can see, there's like a ton of different things that you can make it. I use check marks for these basic ones because for me it's like, did I do it or didn't I do it? The field type for the ideas is long text. There's short text and there's long text. This is so that I can type in any ideas I have. The mood tracker and the energy level I use with a star rating, and I do 1 to 5 stars. You can do up to 10 stars. You can choose how many stars there are. Now these two, the workout and the food, is something a little bit more complicated. So these are actually links to another record. So basically within this base, which is what this is called, it's a base, there are multiple tabs up here. So you see the workouts tab, that's another record. So whenever I created this, I did link to another record and to workouts, because that's what I'm wanting to link it to. So now if you look at the workouts tab, I don't have a very intense workouts thing set up here because, to be honest, I don't know too much about that stuff. So you can, make this as complicated as you want with reps and minutes and all that stuff. But for me, I just popped in these 3 things as examples. So at the end of your day, whenever you want to put in your workouts, you can pick which ones you did, like other workout things. And the meals works the same way. So I have a meals tab up here. We haven't gotten to this yet. This is the gallery view. But I have all these meals input, and I can say, today I had, this meal. You can select which items you had. And then I have a notes column. I think it's a good idea, no matter how you format this, to kind of just have an empty notes column so you can add extra stuff for the day. So now to move on to views. So when it comes to Airtable, views is just different ways that you can look at the data that you have on a table. So this is a grid. This is like your basic thing that you are used to if you use Google Sheets or Excel or anything like that. Up here where it says daily log, there's a drop-down menu, and these are how you can add different views. So there's 5 different views right now. There's the grid, the form, which is really, really cool, a really, really cool integration that I use on my website actually. Calendar, gallery, and Kanban. Kanban, I'm not exactly 100% sure how that's pronounced, but I say Kanban. That's probably the Midwestern way to say it. But I'm gonna show you kind of how these views can work for you. So for example, the menstruation cycle, right? I have an entire view that's a calendar view that shows when that is. Now, I know a lot of people that have menstruation cycles might have apps for this. This totally eliminates the need for yet another app to input stuff from your life into, because it's right here. I also have a view that's just my ideas. So anytime that I write down an idea in my daily log, it populates on this view as a list. So because I don't know if you're like me, I will have a random idea on my way to the store. And if I don't write it down, it's gone and I forget about it until a month later. And then I'm pissed off at myself that I didn't remember it. So with this, I can pull my phone out. I can literally jot it down right there in one space, in one spot, and then it populates a list of all the ideas that I have. Pretty cool. I'm going to show you how the gallery view works here with the meals. So you can see here I have input a couple. If you downloaded the template, I input 2 recipes that creamy chicken piccata I eat once a week. But these are a couple recipes that I really, really like. You just input the data just like it would be a Google Sheet, Excel doc, and then you create a gallery view. And what a gallery view does is it creates cards that use the image file that you upload to the record. So it's pretty. So it looks kind of like a recipe book. And then for each of these cards, you can customize what is shown on the card here by literally just clicking customize cards, and then you can checkbox. So you could have as much information or as little information as you want there. And then I have somewhat of a meal planning system with this. Basically, it's a calendar view, and you can take your recipes that you've input. They'll pop up over here in this record column, and you can just kind of drag and drop them to where you plan to eat them. I recommend, if you're going to use this system to do meal planning, I recommend to just plan a week at a time, because you can't do the record more than once. For example, if I wanted to have slow cooker Mexican chicken soup also on the 14th, that's going to take away the 6th. So I kind of just recommend to do it a week at a time, unless you have like a million recipes and don't repeat meals every week like I do. So that's kind of a rough way to do meal planning. This last one is something that everybody that I tell about Airtable, they ask about Trello. They're like, well, how does it compare to Trello? And my answer to that is it's better than Trello, because it kind of does what Trello does with this Kanban view. You essentially can input your data once again, just like a grid like this, and then using a single select column. So single select basically just means that you can pick one of the options that you list underneath it. In this instance, I have to do, in progress, complete. It's a to-do list. You can create a Kanban view using the single select option that you pick. So it's literally just like Trello. You take it, you can move it wherever you want. You can click on a specific record and pop it up. You even have this activity thing over here. So if you're working with like multiple people, you can see who edited it. You can leave notes and comments on each thing. This is actually outside of the bullet journal. It's a really great system for groups and teams that are like working on stuff that involves documents and images and that kind of thing. So that's your to-do list. So yeah, really, I wanted to make this really quick to show you how simple it really is. And if you want to add something, and if you want to kind of like modify it, you literally just right click, insert right. Let's say I want to start tracking if I practiced ukulele or not. So I'm gonna put ukulele, and I'm gonna put it as a checkbox. Save. That's it. It's that simple. You can drag and drop. You can pull stuff around. Pull it maybe down to the end. Maybe let me put it after mood level, if I did that or not. And then another thing you can do. So for example, here on the ideas list, you'll see that it just shows the date and then the ideas. It's because I hid everything else. Up here where it says 11 hidden fields, if you click that, you'll see like that everything else was hidden. And that was because like if I want to look at my ideas, I don't want to like see all this other stuff. Like I don't care if I drank water that day. I just want to know what my ideas were. So each view can be totally customized to show exactly what you want it to show. So to show you how I populated the idea list, I'm just gonna go ahead and remove this filter so you can see. So the first thing I did was I created a grid view right here. And then I hid everything except for the ideas right here. And then in order to eliminate all these empty records on days where I didn't have ideas, I just went up to filter, add filter, where the idea box is not empty, right? So you can see exactly how customizable this can be. So where the idea box is not empty is how it populated this list of ideas. Same thing with the period tracker, right? I went up to filter and I did where the period box is checkmarked. And that made it so that that's the only thing that populates in this calendar view. So yeah, that was a quick and dirty, show you how to use it. I tend to go a little quick on things like this because, I don't know, personally, whenever I watch YouTube videos, I get really bored and frustrated if I don't get the information right away. So if there's anything you want me to expand on, just let me know. Leave a comment below, tweet at me, and I will clear it up because I love I love Airtable. I think it's great. I'm gonna make more of these videos, so if there's anything that you would like to see, let me know. I know on the list of video ideas for this, I have how to document your art that you create and kind of manage your clients. I have bills, fun one, bills and expenses and accounting kind of stuff. So yeah, if there's anything that you want to see, let me know. It's the first Airtable video. I hope you enjoy.